Have you considered setting up an Amazon business? Have you thought, I can do this, but I haven't pushed the button yet? Well, the year is 2023. It is January. It is time to take this first step in setting up your own business and making Amazon FBA the thing that changes your life. Welcome back everyone to the channel. My name is Damien. You're very much welcome. Since we have started the channel, it has been one of my most common asked questions. How do I go about starting this? It seems simple to someone that is in the process, so I've stripped it back. I've been helping out people through our Deal Hunters group, and again, the link's down there. Free deals, guys. Get in, you get support, you get help to try and get you up and running. Yes, we have paid ones, of course we do, but we try to give as much of a taste and help, again, through the videos, so like and subscribe. We try to help as many people start their journey. I really can't emphasize how important it is to have other sources of income, especially with the current economic climate. It is very, very difficult for a lot of people right now. Setting up a business can be the answer to a lot of problems. Never mind that, it could actually lead to the point where this could be your full-time job. You could become financially free, and that's the whole aim of this here, is to try and help people and start people on that journey. And a lot of people have messaged saying, how do I go about this? It's maybe start thinking about these sort of beginner questions. So we've done our beginner playlist, and the idea of this playlist is to show you in 7 simple, hopefully simple steps of the process, how simple it actually is to set up a business, to set up your bank accounts, to set up your accountants, to set up everything you need to start shipping your first box to Amazon FBA and watch that beautiful money roll in. If that does sound like something you're interested in, please subscribe and stay tuned for the videos every week that will be providing you with all the steps in order. Without further ado, step 1, setting up a business. You need to set up HMRC, either a self-employed self-assessment, or you can go down the limited company route. Now, this will really depend on how big you want to make it. Is it a side hustle? Is it something that you're thinking, I have enough capital here, I want to go large? I can't possibly answer that without speaking to someone. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. You must, of course, do your own due diligence. I have to get that out of there. But for me, I started Amazon FBA as a limited company because I was a bit ahead of most people. But there is the self-assessment route. Now, the reason I set it up is because I'm already self-employed. I've already do a self-assessment. I also am currently employed by quantity surveying. So I've got that. I've got my self-assessment. And then within all of that, I was going, right, how do I be more tax efficient? So it actually suited me, especially with the plans that I have with my own Amazon business and then going into Deal Hunters and all the things that we're trying to do. It made more sense for me to go into a limited company. So I thought the first thing I would do is bring up a quick comparison so you can see what the main disadvantages and advantages are, and then hopefully that will help you make your decision. But again, it all really does come down to each individual's circumstances. Shout out to tax accountants. I don't know who they are. I've literally just Googled this here. I've got a fair idea, but I thought it'd be easier for people to read. So I've just Googled the first thing that kind of came up here that I'm happy to read out. What is the difference between a sole trader and a limited company? So we'll scroll down here, the advantages of being a sole trader. You can start immediately. There's a guy that I've helped out recently called Gino, and it made me think about the start process. First thing you got to do is you want to get this started quickly. You don't want to procrastinate no more. You want to get straight in. And the most cleanest, simplest way is to go down the route of being a sole trader. The reason being, you don't need a bank account. You don't need to understand the whole terminology of the limited company. It is very much what you get comes in, what you get comes out. You do a self-assessment at the end of the year, and you can do it as a side hustle. So that might apply to a lot of people. This might be a situation where people are working full time and they want to earn maybe £200-400 extra a month. Then that probably is better for you to go down the self-assessment route. And here's why. You can start immediately, no requirement to register a company's house, so you can get going the business as soon as possible if you want to. Very little paperwork. Like I said, 1 year self-assessment, and to be honest with you, with YouTube and even my channel, there will be a lot of help out there that you can do this on your own. It isn't very difficult. A lot of great help on the government's website, HMRC. And even if you are confused, we'll talk about mileage and expenses. There's like already flat rates that you can choose, 45p a mile, flat rates for your house if you're doing your work from home, that make it even more simple. Control over your business, I'm not going to say that one, because if you're a limited company, you can be a limited company and just have you, so that's kind of not a great point. Keep everything, you run your business as an individual and retain all the profits that you make after you've paid tax. Here's something that some people like: privacy. With a limited company, you have to have your trading address. You can buy virtual ones, not to get too confused by it all, but generally speaking, you have more privacy. You don't have to declare to the world that you've set this business up. Disadvantages: unlimited liability. Now, this is the key thing for a lot of people. It depends again how big you want this to be and what your business is going to be about. If you're in the private label, for example, you're better off going down the limited company route, in my opinion, because potentially you could be hit with all sorts of lawsuits if your product was, say it was some sort of battery related thing, battery started exploding, you could be sued, it could ruin your life. You want to go down the limited company route for that sort of example, because if you did, then if anyone comes looking you, they can only come for the assets of the business. Everything in your personal life is kept separate. Another difficult thing that people have is getting more funding. Just limited companies are seen as the more professional, the bigger route. You can go down the route and then start paying VAT. People just prefer, you're taking it more serious, you're going down the route of limited company. It's just easier for people to get loans that way. It's less tax efficient. Sole traders pay 20 to 45% income tax compared to the limited company who's only pay 19% corporate tax. And that's what I was saying at the start. It made more financial sense for me to go down the limited company route for several different benefits in terms of actual being more tax efficient. But that might not be the case you're in. You might be in the case where, say, you're on £25,000. You're looking for this to be no more than, a £15,000 sort of at most limit over the year. You're looking to make maybe £500-600 a month. You still will look at that and go, well, that's going to keep me underneath my tax threshold. It still makes financial more sense for me to do this, because 19% and 20% really isn't that much. But if you go over that tax bracket and then you start paying 45% income tax or more, then that's when it becomes more efficient. I'm not actually physically looking to really take out any of my Amazon money business because I have so many plans. I'm just going to keep investing. So another reason why I suited the limited company route. However, on the other side, if you're looking to take out all the money, then it would probably, again, make more sense to go down the self-assessment route, because you're going to have to pay the tax on it anyway. You don't do that in a limited company unless you're taking the money out. And if you do want to take out the money, at the time of recording, you're allowed £2,000 worth of free dividends. So £2,000 of profits you can take out in dividends tax-free. But that will change come April to £1,000, but still, that's money that you can take out tax-free. Less credibility. I would stand by this. See, when you're going to set up wholesale accounts, if you're looking to do wholesale, it looks more professional if you're a limited company. Don't get me wrong, you can still do it, but it just looks like a bigger scale. Businesses will treat businesses more serious. Businesses dealing with one person, a man and a van, won't have the same respect. I don't make the rules, that's just the way it is. It'll look like you're doing things bigger, larger, bigger scale. You're the director that they're dealing with, rather than just a man and his van working out of his house. Especially if Amazon FBA, it's sort of frowned upon in the whole wholesale world. They will ever deal with businesses because they don't want Amazon just taking the whole market up. You'll find that, and we've covered that in other videos, and we'll be talking about wholesale down the road. But trust me, it just looks a bit better, and it is a bit easier to make partnerships up if you're a limited company. No protection of a business name. If you've paid money on a good brand, good marketing, you have no protection whatsoever. Anybody can come along and reuse your name or take you over, do whatever they want. And if they're a limited company, they will have the rights over you. So again, you have to consider, what is this? Is this a life-changing dream? Or is this something that I'm only looking to do for a few extra pounds? That will really help you make your decision. But don't fret if you're worried about all the limited company. You just want to stick your toe in the water for a few months to see what happens. You can always go self-assessment and then move it over to the limited company. However, there is a bit of work there that needs done, but any decent accountant would always be able to help you or steer you. And again, if you're savvy enough, understand a bit of the terminology, and you watch enough YouTube and do a lot of reading, you can work this all out yourself. So the advantages of being a limited company: we've already talked about the limited liability. The company deals with it. Whatever happens, the company, if that ends up going bankrupt, it's just the company. Your personal assets are safe. It is more tax efficient for the reasons that I've already talked about. Funding opportunities are better, and it's more credibility, as I've already said. The disadvantages: it's far more complex to run. Not a lot of help out there for you. You probably, depending on your business, especially the likes of Amazon, you'll probably have a lot of money going out to different things, especially if you want to have a big business. So it's probably going to be required that you have some sort of accountant or accounting software. There's some great software out there. We're going to be covering that in the next videos. In the next few videos, we'll talk about some of the software. We'll talk about some of the bank accounts. We'll talk about even tools that can help you automate everything to take a lot of the pressure off. And then perhaps you only need to pay a one-off fee a year just for someone to compile that and submit it for you. But you will have to be paying most likely for some sort of accountant. If you have, especially if you have no clue what you're doing, you definitely will have to pay, and it'll be worthwhile. It's just to begin to make sure you're the most tax efficient. So keep that in mind. If you were doing a self-assessment, if you can't do it yourself, accountant usually charge anywhere between 150 to 300 pounds to do your assessment. If it was a limited company, you're looking in more and around the region of sort of 5 to maybe 700 pound or more. The more work is involved, the more they're going to charge you, because there's a lot of work that goes into these types of things. If you have all the automated stuff working in the background and you're just sort of going, look, there's my income, there's my outcome, can you sort of tidy this up and maybe have a run your eye over it, it's not going to cost you as much. So you do have to bear that in mind. In either scenario, it is tax deductible. So if you pay £1,000 for your accountant, you will be getting 20% off that in discount as a tax write-off. That is the video. I just wanted to go over that. That is step one. You need to decide, am I a limited company or am I going down the self-assessment route? Once you've made that decision, very, very simple. You go on, say if self-assessment, you go on to gov.uk. This is in the UK. If you're anywhere else, it'll be the same. Go to your tax thing, set up your self-assessment requirements. Very straightforward. This will take you no more than 30 minutes at your time to read everything and get set up. You can go down that route. If you're looking to do the limited company route, a lot of bank accounts that you open up, business bank accounts, include incorporation like OSOM and Tide. However, if you wanted to do it yourself, just type in, if you just type set up limited company, you can see here register from $9.99. You can do, oh, we'll give you this, we'll give you your free incorporation. It's a bit of a gimmick. The corporation costs $12.99. You can just actually go on the gov.uk. This is what I did to set up my businesses. You just go on, you go down, you check out this here. It takes a bit longer than the other one, but you can very much do this on your own. This can be done within the hour. That will move you on to the next stage. And the next stage I will talk about in the next video. The next video is right here for you to watch. I will catch you in that video. And again, if you can, please like and subscribe. If you enjoy these types of videos, leave any comments down below. And more importantly, if you want to get free deals for your Amazon FBA, don't forget Deal Hunters. The link is down below. Catch you in the next one.